do that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I just got word that they can see us. We're good. Okay.
Hello, world.
We're gonna start out with
Wait, maybe we should state the obvious.
Okay.
We're in my bathroom. Because
it's quiet.
it's just the best room in the house to be not interrupted too much.
Oh yes.
On the floor.
Dogs won't be here. The kids won't be here. The husband. All those good things. But I want to say the first thing you want to look at when you're going to Disney and you're wanting to do it on a good budget would be the timing of going. You want to definitely go. Oh yes, awesome. Okay, got my wizard hat. You want to go when it's off season, which is like end of summer, right before spring break. So we went in February, which was a great time because, I mean, we had...
Last week of February.
Yes.
Before spring break.
Yeah. We didn't have much waiting time really in the lines. We were able to just get in and all that good stuff.
Also, pretty much whenever anybody's in school, if you're okay, if your kids are doing okay in school and you're comfortable with taking them out, that's your best bet.
Yes. You'll get cheaper flights. You'll get cheaper condos when you're in Florida. You, if you're only doing like a day at Disney, you even get cheaper tickets at Disney on off seasons. The more days you do at Disney, the better the prices actually get. And so, yeah.
I agree. Nobody likes standing in lines.
No.
And also temperature too. Usually off seasons aren't quite as hot as the middle of summer when everyone is there and it's 90 to 100
Except
degrees.
September. We went one year in September. It was ridiculously hot.
It was.
Yes.
Well, did you know when we were there, it was like record-breaking highs?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like it's back down. Like it was like upper 80s most of the time we were there. That's not normal. That like broke records. So
nice.
It's usually lower. And actually, 2 years ago, we went the exact same week. The last week in February, it was a little bit on the cold side. So,
Yeah, we got to swim and all that good stuff. It was nice. With flights, the flights that we did, your family, you guys did Frontier. With Frontier, I used to use them all the time, but for some reason, they don't fly direct to Orlando anymore, which makes the prices go up. And
so you have to jump planes too, right?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah. So you guys flew into Tampa, visited
Directly.
family. Yes, went in direct, and then drove from Tampa to Orlando.
Yes.
Which was
only an hour and a half tops.
Yeah, and you guys paid nothing for your flights, really, right?
Yeah.
So it was probably totally worth it. And I went through Spirit, and they go direct to Orlando. They're just a little bit more on prices, but still not bad. Like $50 a flight. It wasn't terrible at all. And I feel like Spirit and Frontier get a bad rap. But
I didn't know Frontier did. I've always had good luck with Frontier. But yeah, so that's if you're not going to stay on property, because if you stay on property, you don't need a rental car. They'll pick you up at the airport. They'll transport you to and from the parks and back to your hotel. So that your Tampa rental car is really only if you're not going to stay on property, I would say, to use Frontier to get there. So to get cheap flights, though, instead of like watching it every day, you signed up for emails, right?
Yes. So I signed up for Spirit emails and I signed up for Frontier. And so I was getting them all the time. They do deals all the time. Usually they'll do like 75% off your flights or, 50% off. And so you want to keep looking at those emails to see when the flights are cheap and what days you could fly out. And usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I found are the cheapest days to fly out.
But the weekends are the busiest days for Disney.
Yes.
So keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
But we'll probably come to that later.
Yes. What else did I have for... But yeah, what I was going to say is I feel like Spirit has a bad rap. But if you're following their rules and their guidelines, I don't think... We didn't have any issues. I mean, their luggage is 40 pounds, which everybody else is 50.
We were 49.999 on both of ours.
Yes. On the way home, it would have been bad because we bought some stuff there. But luckily, the wards were military and able to take more poundage on their luggage. So we just shoved our stuff in theirs.
I didn't know they had rules for that.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And then, whoops. What did I do? Okay. With condos. So I have always used the flights, the websites are TripAdvisor and VBRO, I think is what it's called. You can usually get some pretty cheap condos on there. I never do hotels anymore just because I feel like they're overpriced and you don't have much room, especially if you have kids and you have to be quiet once they go to bed, yada, yada, yada. And so condos, I feel, were the best way to go with us.
Is that all you're going to say about housing?
No, what else do you have?
I was just going to go if you stay on property.
Yes, I've never stayed on property, so you tell them that.
So the nice thing about staying on property, we didn't do a numbers breakdown. We really should have to what's cheaper. Mm-hmm. But it's, I would almost say it's easier if it's your first time because, again, you don't have to worry about the rental car. You don't have to worry about learning your way around Florida. But actually, their roads and their maps and their signs are amazing. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But so it's just easier. And two, like they have like in the bottom of your hotel, there's like a huge dining area. And if you get the meal plan, it's like you can eat and then walk straight out the door to your little bus that takes you to the park. I would say the only downfall. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say with the dining plan, if you time your trip right, they have free dining.
Yes.
And you would definitely want to get into that.
How do you know?
So there's a couple different blogs you can look or read. I don't know exactly. I mean, just Google free dining plan at Disney and you can kind of get an idea of when. Usually, I want to say it's in September.
I thought there was one in October too.
There is one in...
Or has been.
Possibly, yeah. There's one in like the winter and then there's one in the summer. So there's always two.
Yeah, that's like a steal if you can get on that because everything
in
the parks is crazy expensive. Which, do you have that on your list to come back to later?
What's that?
Packing food? Or should we just throw it in there?
Yeah, we can throw that in there, yeah.
So we went grocery shopping when we got there, and like my family survived off like the little peanut butter and jellies and bags of chips and granola bars and stuff. So we would eat that, and then usually we would only need like one real meal a day at the park, or even sometimes since we were off property, there were lots of like little fast food places. So just on our way home, we get some fast food. But eating in the park is really expensive, but they do have some really good food and really good snacks. So. Just think about that.
Yeah. With my family, we did, I shop Aldi at home, so I shopped Aldi in Florida, and I went there and I got all of our groceries. We packed turkey sandwiches every single day with chips and fruit and
they do allow it in the park. It's not like we snuck it in. It's no big deal. So that's the nice thing.
Yeah, they check your bags and stuff, so it doesn't matter. But we packed that because we knew we wanted to do a character dining, which those are pretty expensive. So we ate our own food all week except for our Disney dining plan with the like Mickey and Goofy and Minnie and all that good stuff. So
we did not opt for that because my kids don't care about costumes. Briley only really wanted to see a few princesses and that was it. So it just depends what your kids are into and what you are into.
I think we forced Briley into seeing Belle because we wanted to see Belle.
I liked it.
I did too.
Oh, and she was so lovely. they train them how to talk and it's really funny. There's like a whole, have you ever looked up online? There's a whole like Disney princess boot camp, like
is there really?
If you're bored, Google it because it's crazy, like what they're looking for in the princesses, like the tests you have to run. Like there's this whole dance routine, but they could care less if you could dance. They just want to see how you do when you're frustrated and like tired. Yeah, like that's you just crazy. Keep smiling and trying to whatever. But
wow.
Anyways.
So my dream as a little girl was to always be Minnie Mouse. So one of these days I'm gonna make that dream come true.
We'll be old.
Yes.
No one will know.
Really
we'll
won't
be in
know.
the costumes like running around the park.
Yeah. Car rentals. I found the closer you get to, if you're going to do a car rental and you're not going to stay on property, the closer you get to your actual trip and plan your car out, the cheaper they get. rented my car out probably 3 weeks in advance before our trip started. And then I checked the day before and it was $50 cheaper. So with mine, I was able to...
free cancellations?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't cancel it, but I could revise it. And so I just...
Did you know that ahead of time when you booked it? Did it say, like,
yes,
free revisions? Okay,
yeah.
So look for that. We got ours out of Tampa, and it was way more expensive. So I don't know that it always is out of Tampa, probably. Or they just said that we went on a really busy weekend in Tampa, so I don't know if there was something going on more than normal. But so that's to factor in. You may get a cheaper direct flight through Frontier to Tampa, but your rental car is going to cost more. So
yeah. And what else? Carrental.com is a good website to get your rentals. They usually have some cheap ones, and Costco. My hat is...
Check both of those.
Yes. And I went with Value Car, which I didn't have an issue with them, but my husband didn't like the inconvenience of it because it was not on the, it wasn't at the airport. We had to take this sketchy little bus.
Did you know
van.
ahead of time?
I knew it wasn't on. I knew it wasn't at the airport, but I didn't know how sketchy.
Okay, keep going. So what happened? You took a...
So yeah, I took a what is it, like a
bus or a shuttle?
Yeah, a shuttle. Thank you. A shuttle to this hotel. They were renting cars out of a hotel room. So the running joke was that we had a stolen car all week.
I don't know that I would do that, but
it was really. But
you would do it again.
I would. Jamie said he wouldn't. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, but you know, to be fair, the lines for the rental cars are long. Like, and the Wards waited a long, or they would have waited a long time. They just switched companies because the line was so long, and we waited even in Tampa like 45 minutes to an hour. So
yeah.
So I guess being whisked off to a shady hotel could be faster.
There was only one person ahead of us. So
when you're booking your flights and the times and all that, keep in mind that I just assumed, I never really dealt with a rental car before, that you just don't get it immediately. Maybe you do sometimes, but just plan on that it might take a while.
And if you do go with a sketchy company like me, make sure you arrive at the rental area in plenty of time to get yourself from there to the airport and to your flight, because we almost missed our flight because we did not time that well. This is what I found when we were there. One of the cast members, is what they call their employees there, they told us about the Disney Memory Maker. So when you're at Disney, at every point that you really want to take a picture, there's a Disney employee with a camera, and they can take your picture, and then they scan your Magic Band, and all your pictures are loaded onto that, and then you can buy it at the end or beginning. But if you go with multiple people, multiple friends, you guys all get to just buy the one, and everybody gets all the pictures, but you all get to split the cost. So it's $199, but then we could have all three split that between the three of our families.
But so you can also, I'm assuming it's the same pictures. When you get home, they have loaded, they give you cards for certain things, or they load it on, well, it's connected to your card. So when you log in, when you get home, you have a list of your pictures, and your pictures are just from rides. So it's like the scary roller coaster rides, or like there are pictures of when we saw Belle, of Belle and the kids. So when you look on the website, they have like copyrighted stuff over it.
Yeah.
But I felt like this time when we went to Disney, they didn't care. As soon as you get off a ride, if you snap a picture, so they have your picture up on a screen for just a few seconds.
Yes.
It's like they didn't care if you took a picture.
Right. Yeah,
but
no, they don't.
When we went to Universal, they're like, absolutely not. And I thought a couple years ago Disney was that way too. Maybe not. But yeah, so Universal, you can't sneak your, I mean, maybe you could try, but they're pretty crazy about it, whereas like Disney doesn't care. So I felt like our quality of pictures, partly because Chris is really tall and could get right up there, we're totally fine. So if you don't want to spend $200, like just be real on it and quick, that once you get off a ride, snap a picture of your funny faces on the roller coaster. And then 2 years ago, some of those like copyrighted ones, you could still see pretty well, so I just like copied them anyways to like keep those photos just because they're funny. They're not like great pics, but they're funny. So
yeah. And another thing is when those people, the employees that are taking your picture in front of the castle or Spaceship Earth, is that what it's called at Epcot? Anyways, if you give them your camera, they'll take a picture